iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, tonight to the Oxford Plains Speedway, host for the beginning of the season, the first race of the season for the Coach's Corner 100. Tonight, you are watching the Red Light SK Modified Series for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Welcome, race fans, to the beginning of the season. 12 races are on the docket this season. We're going to go right here from the Oxford Plains Speedway to Thompson to the Bull Ring at Las Vegas, Phoenix International Raceway before we head to Nashville, Stafford, New Hampshire also going to be on the docket this season, along with Southern National, Concord, Five Flags, USA, and our championship race at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. All the racing action will be covered by us right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with myself up here in the booth. My name is Roger Muth, race fans, and we welcome you back to what should be another great short track racing season. Champions are back this year of Brian Hacker. He is back this season. Of course, Max Theriault, the wily veteran out of Canada, he is here once again. We're still missing Chuck Sweeting and waiting for his return here to the Red Light Racing Series and the SK Modified Series. Qualifying is already done this season for us before we come into our iRacing official lobbies. We will invert the field, the top 10, of course, getting inverted. So if you win tonight here at Oxford, you will restart next week, position number 10. The rest of the field will be seated by point standings. They did a race during the offseason that actually set the starting lineup here at the Oxford Plains Speedway, so that is ready to go. 100 laps is on the docket here tonight for the Coach's Corner 100. Of course, we got to thank the guys over at the Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner, well, it is a food truck serving the Saratoga, Warren, and Washington County in New York. So we got to thank Coach up there, always behind the grill at the Coach's Corner. We thank him for his support here this season as we get ready to go racing here at Oxford. 36 drivers have made the truck here for opening night, and this is your Six Rings Racing starting lineup. Starting in the front row, driving the number 58 here tonight, this is Kenny Younts. Starting to his outside, driving the Misfits Motorsports 81, this is Jimmy McIntyre Jr. Starting in position number 3, driving the number 31, it is Michael Trevarthen. A.J. Hamill for the Empire Race Team makes his first race ever with Red Light Racing. He'll roll off 4th. The Six Rings Racing, number 6 of Eric Stout will go 5th. 6th, the Sean Single driving the number 11. And it'll be Rex Hoyle in 7th. 8th, the Justin McDuff driving the number 20 here. It's the champion, the number 42 of Max Theriault. He'll go 9th. Starting in position number 10, driving the 11 Illinois, this is Brian Hacker, another champion with Red Light Racing. Dalton Williamson will roll off in the 11th position here tonight with Al Smith Jr. starting in 12th. Starting 13th, driving the number 33, out of the racing school, it's Mike Taschereau. The other racing school entry here tonight, the 8 of Dan Butler. Starting in position number 15, driving the 45 for the Rev Esports team, it is Tim Williams. Starting 16th here, making his debut, the underfunded Motorsports, number 85, this is Kenneth Younts. Johnny Bell will roll the number 27 here tonight in 17th with Terry Newmaster in the 72, going 18th. 19th to Justin Smith, Rob Higgins in 20th, Bob Higgins back in 21st, starting into the 22nd position to be the number 2 of Joshua Buckley. 23rd, it's going to be the driver of the 271 of Aiden Alvesione. Then it'll be Daniel Tobin Jr. in 24th, Joe Strano in 25th, Brian Bianchi 26th, Don Coleman in 27th, Colin Phillips starting 28th here tonight with Glenn Jamieson in 29th. Starting in the 30th position to be Rob Haynes, Blade Timmons in 31st here tonight, 32nd to Whitendorf. Mark Jenkins, Rob Jenkins, James Skelton, and Travis Minto are the rest of your field here. The cars are out onto the speedway rolling, race fans. That means this time by we're going to drop the hammer and let them go. 100 laps here tonight in the coach's corner. 100 for the Checkered Flag All Display SK Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. We are green flag here at Oxford. Green flag up into the air and a great start here by everybody. Kenny Younts going to lead him down to the turn number 1 of the number 58 machine here tonight. That's going to lead down the back straightaway. One car stuck to the outside. That's the 81 of Jimmy McIntyre as lap number 1 going to go on the books. 1 lap completed here in season number 4. So season number 4 starts off with a good first couple of laps. A side-by-side battle right now between the 31 of Michael Trevarthen to the outside. That's the 81 of Jimmy McIntyre. A.J. Hamill's right behind them. He is running in the 4th position in the Empty Tanks Orca machine. Then it's the number 11 of Sean Single. McIntyre right now still hung to the outside, not anywhere that he can go right now. The driver out of New York, making his 2nd season with Red Light Racing. Currently still stuck to the outside. A lot of driver. Oh, one of them up the track there. That's the number 20, the Empire Racing number 20 of Justin McDuff. He'll get moved off the bottom side of the speedway. There's the number 54, the American Tire Distributors number 54, the Wiley veteran, the oldest sim racer in the rig here tonight. Caution lights coming out onto the speedway. First caution flag of the evening is up, as a couple drivers have gone off the racing circuit. Mark Jenkins, James Skelton, Rob Jenkins, and it looks like maybe possibly John Whitendorf also involved in this one to bring out the first caution flag here of the evening. Let's take a look back here as we know James Skelton is involved in this one. See if we can find where this all started. Oh, it looks like the 271. Aiden getting turned around. Whitendorf getting turned around. A couple drivers out there into the grass. So Aiden Alvesione getting turned around. There you see the driver of that 271. That's the Green Tree Forest Supply number 43. Oh, Joe Strano just gets that bumper bar in there. Stacks up the inside lane there. You see one of them jumping over Whitendorf's Nerf bars. You also see the 25, the JL Audio, number 25 of Rob Haynes. Looks like the car that went out into the grass is the number 89 of Rob Jenkins. So Jenkins taking the off-road excursion. Let's ride on board. He's already off there as our American Tire Distributors onboard camera. For him to go, winds up out in the grass, cutting the yard tonight. So it looks like we're getting the cars lined back up 2 by 2. Take a look at the left-hand side of your screen here tonight. Find where your favorite driver is currently running here inside the first 10 laps of this event here tonight at the Oxford Plains Speedway. One of the smallest tracks that we will hit this season with Red Light Racing. For the SK Modified portion of the program anyway. Of course, remember the Scrambler Series on Monday night. First round of the playoffs coming in the Scrambler Series as the iRacing pace car is off here tonight. We're going to go back racing. Green flag is up. Kenny Younts going to step on the loud pedal. He's ready to go. Onboard camera here with Kenny Younts. It's the racing school onboard camera looking back at the rest of the field, chasing him down. Oh, he's going to slide off the bottom. Contact. Michael Trevarthen was to the outside. Now Trevarthen's going to go around on the front straightaway. Caution lights are going to come back on. Caution on to the speedway. A couple of them stacked up, turned around. Looks like Aiden Alvecchione is involved in this one as he's sitting stopped, parked on the front straightaway. Looks like Joshua Buckley, Daniel Tobin Jr. also. A little bit of a rough, shaky start here for a couple of these guys. It all started on that restart, though, when Trevarthen got turned around. But let's ride on board here. This is the Mechanics Advisor onboard camera with Joshua Buckley. See the smoke out in front of him, and he gets tagged from behind. Saw the smoke out in front of all of them. Oh, Tobin Jr. into the back of Granny Hips and Culpepper's Bakery. Number 14 also involved. There you see the 31, though, pulling away at Michael Trevarthen. So they stacked him up here on the front straightaway after drivers at the front of the field made contact. The 11 of Sean Single and the 31 of Michael Trevarthen made the initial contact here tonight. That started that big checkup. Like I said, it's the smallest track. Look at that. They are single file right now with 33 drivers out onto the speedway. And with 33 drivers out there, where are you going to run away and hide? There is not much room out there for these drivers to escape to. A little bit of a checkup stacks the whole field. So if row number 3 stacks up on a restart, it funnels all the way through the rest of this group. One of them pulling down the pit road. That's Aiden Alvecchione. He's going to pull the 271 to pit road, driver out of Charleston, South Carolina, making his first start here with Red Light Racing. There you also see on pit road, that's Glenn Jamison. He's down on pit road currently. See if he can get back out onto the racing service. Are you in need of auto repair parts and you're located near Ayer, Massachusetts? Well, look no farther. Head on over to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. They will be able to get you pointed into the right direction. If they don't have the part on hand, that family-owned and operated auto parts store can get it for you. Head on over to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply today, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. That is at 103 Park Street in Ayer, Massachusetts. Looks like we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Here it will be 16 laps officially scored in the books when we go back. That's your front row. It's Kenneth Younts, AJ Hamill, Jimmy McIntyre, Rex Hoyle, Eric Stout, and Max Terriol, your defending race series champion. Green flag into the air. We're giving another whirl down into turn number 1. The underfunded Motorsports number 58. Kenny Younts gonna lead us down there. Kenny, of course, one of the many father-son combinations here with Red Light Racing. Looks like something happened to Newmaster. Possibly he's down on pit road right now. There you see the 72 of Terry Newmaster in the 72 here tonight. Got to get going. The race leaders are coming. Joshua Buckley also having some problems in the drafttop.com number 2. Caution lights coming on. Caution lights as the Ford number 11 of Sean Single has gone around. Also looked like the California driver. Number 25 of Rob Haynes has gone around. Granny Hips hopping over the curb with his walker. Looks like Brian Bianchi also involved in this one. You see the JL Audio number 25 trying to get it pointed back in the right direction. Take a look back here. Watching from our drone camera footage tonight. Oh, it all started out in front, the 53 to the 40, and there you see Haynes going around with Bianchi. Watch, there you see the 53 into the back of the Checkered Flag. Auto Supply number 40 of Higgins. Then Higgins sitting sideways. There you see the 11 of Single also turned sideways. There goes the 94 of Daniel Tobin Jr. The Culpeppers entry out into the grass. So that'll put us under the caution flag here once again at the Oxford Speedway. Of course, the Oxford Speedway playing host to one of the most coveted short track races in the country. The Oxford 250 comes around every year. But tonight, it's all about the Coach's Corner. 100 here tonight. 100 laps is on the docket. Race fans, we got to take this moment here while we're under our third caution flag of the evening, and we got to thank you all for tuning in tonight here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the Coach's Corner 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. Red Light Racing in its 4th season of SK Modified competition. So, well, it means we have 3 champions. Chuck Sweeting won season number 1 here for the Red Light SK Modified Series. Brian Hacker, who is in our field here tonight, he came back, or in as a rookie, I should say, in season number 2 and picked up 5 wins and put himself on top of the boards of everybody chasing him. Then Max Theriault, the wily veteran out of Canada, he's here tonight. There you see him. He's back there running in the 7th position. Well, Max, last season, won 4 races and was able to pick up a championship himself. So he's back to see if he can defend that champion. Or is it Brian Hacker, who took season 3 off here on iRacing? He's back. Will he be able to go ahead and put himself back in the championship spot? iRacing pace car lights come back on. Not everybody is in position right now. Working lap number 25 here, the timing and scoring. A couple drivers that are off track right now. It looks like Don Coleman in the Swagger in number 97 did not take the green flag here tonight. Glenn Jameson in the Raven Graphics Esports machine. Well, he has been caught up in a wreck, so he has pulled it down the pit road for the time being. He's sitting down there. It looks like the crew is thrashing furiously on the number 63. This time by, the iRacing.com pace car makes that left-hand turn. And we're up and racing once again. Green flag into the air again tonight. Great start by Younce once again as he's down the back straightaway as the race leader, but this time Jimmy McIntyre is to his outside, and he has come to play. This is the Coach's Corner onboard camera watching the field. Gotta be close at the line. Jimmy McIntyre by the nose, by the bumper bar of his modified. Let's see at the line this time by will be Younce or McIntyre. It'll be Kenny Younce going back to the point. Good racing throughout the field here right now. Here's the race in school number 18 of Dan Butler trying to get around the Green Tree Forest Supply. Number 43 of Joe Strano. Of course, Strano winning the season opener last season. Smoke out onto the speedway. A couple of them scattering. One of them way out into the grass. The green flag for the time being staying out as everybody's able to gather it up and scatter. I believe that was the 46 that was out into the grass. That was the 46 of Justin Smith, the driver out of Wilton, New York, making his debut here. So Justin Smith going to lose a couple positions. He falls back outside the top 25. He's back to running in the 28th position. One driver down on pit road. That was Blade Timmons. Stay racing. There's your race leader down the back straightaway. Younce coming up on a lap down car. I believe that's the 23 of Blade Timmons, the driver out of South Carolina. Of course, Blade running super late models down south, getting ready to go racing this weekend. The field has kind of spread itself apart here after that big checkup. There you see the 11th place car right now, Tim Boyd, the BK Paints Platinum RVs, the service machine, running 11th. Race leader, though, will be working his way into lap traffic. Our American Tire Distributor onboard camera here with Kenny Younce as he works down into the corner. There you see Timmons out in front of him. Then it's going to be, it looks like, I believe that is the 271 of Aiden Alvecchione. Then the 63 of Jameson. All 3 of them drivers are a lap down. Actually, 2 of them are. Blake Timmons still on the race lead lap. 35 laps this time by. Will it be led by Kenny Younce? He has led all but 1 lap here tonight where Jimmy McIntyre was able to squeak to the outside of him. As you can see, the conveyor belt as everybody has gone single file. There's the 53 of Colin Phillip. Carbon Junction machine. Behind him, James Skelton, one of the drivers from the Monday Night Series, trying to work over the rookie. Right now, both these drivers are buried way back, buried into the field, 18th and 19th running on the grid. And right behind them, the driver that started towards the front, the number 31 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen a little bit farther back in the running order than what he would normally want to see, as now the 53 of Phillip up the track. Skelton going to work the inside of the speedway. Will Phillip be able to get down to the bottom side? Will not. Here comes the 31 of Michael Trevarthen. He'll fill the hole and he'll work the inside now of the speedway. He has the advantage. Phillip, though, just going to fall back into line. He has a huge gap back to where Rob Jenkins is. There you see Jenkins and then Travis Minto, Joe Strano, Sean Single. Behind them, that's Justin Smith, Bob Higgins, Brian Bianchi. Race leader, though, is in lap traffic. There you see everybody. They've caught back up nose to tail as they started to make their way through lap traffic. Younts, McIntyre, Hamill, Hacker, your top three. AJ Hamill, what can you say about Mr. Confusion? Is it Mooresville, Vermont for the 43-year-old? It's the border jumper, from what I'm being told. New York-Vermont border for AJ Hamill here tonight, running that 18 machine. Right now, making a loud statement here at Oxford as we approach the halfway point. Brian Hacker taking a peek to the inside, not really getting a momentum, just kind of peeking there to fill the mirror full of that 18 to let him know that I'm here. The 11 Illinois of Hacker has not been shy about going to victory lane as the caution lights are coming on. One of them around to the infield here. It's the Racing School number 8 of Dan Butler. Driver out of Massachusetts, going to go around. Dan is a driving instructor over at the Racing School. Of course, making his 4th season here with Red Light Racing in the SK Modified Series. Take a look back here and see what happened. To the 8. Did he get a little help? There's the 99 of Mark Jenkins. And, just those dreaded Nerf bars. And around goes the 8. Right on board with the Racing School onboard camera. See it, just slight contact from the bars sent the 30 or the 8 around. And Butler does a little bit of a donut down there. So as he got pointed back into the right direction, he'll go a lap down, unfortunately, as he's down there on pit road. Is he going to bring the Racing School number 8 to pit road? He will. Dan Butler coming to pit road. Good stretch of racing here. Let's talk about some of your biggest movers of the race here. So far, the driver of the number 24 had picked up a couple wins last season here in the Modified Series. That is John Whitendorf. There he is. He has picked up 17 spots to run currently into the 15th position. There you see that maroon and black iconic number 24 for John. He sits there running 15th. The next, well, actually he's picked up more positions, but he's down one spot there, and that is the number 86 of James Skelton, the driver out of South Carolina. Skelton last season came in as a full-time driver with the SK Modified Series. Picked himself up a couple top 5s, a couple podium finishes. Still trying to park that Slim Jim machine in victory lane. Some of the drivers that would like to hit redo, though, that is Michael Trevarthen. He started up front inside the top 5. He's back to running 17th here after getting stuck to the outside and then going for a little bit of a spin with the other driver who's lost double digits here tonight, and that's Sean Single. Of course, Sean Single running back in 22nd now. But it looks like we're getting geared up and ready to go back racing here as the iRacing.com pace car. Pace lights are off. Pace car down and away. Closing in on halfway. 3 laps away from halfway point right now. No go, no go. We're going to re-rack them. Not everybody in their correct lineup spot. So we're paced around here for another lap. Kenny Younts has led every lap but one here tonight. Kenneth Younts also back here. Team car for the underfunded motorsports team making their debut on Thursday nights. Sorry, Monday nights. I'm getting confused as I'm geared up and ready to go playoff racing with Red Light, but the Younts is making their debuts here. Kenneth just outside the top 10. Green flag back into the air. 1 lap from halfway. Kenny Yount's going to get a great start there on that inside lane. Jimmy McIntyre bobbled a little bit down there into turn number 1. One of them way out to the outside. That's the 42. A couple of them spinning down here. Caution lights are going to come on. Maybe the caution lights, well, the iRacing official says let them race it out. It was Kenny Yount's at the halfway point here. One of them having to take the toe to pit road, and that's the number 6 of Eric Stout. Here comes Dalton Williamson. Talk about just trying to sit there and ride it out here in the early stages of this one. Dalton Williamson now working the inside to try and crack the top 3 for the first time here tonight. Brian Hacker stuck to the outside. Jimmy McIntyre also stuck to the outside. Dalton Williamson last season picking up 5 wins. Looks like Colin Phillips was taking his 53 down pit road. There's the number 20 of Justin McDuff. He's back there running 9th, also down on the inside with the Empire Racing Team number 20. Stuck to the outside of him is Mike Taschereau in the number 33, the Racing School entry. Of course, Racing School night here for Red Light Racing coming up, I believe, in April. Everybody's still chasing. Your race leader as he gets around the slower car. Hayden Alvecchione goes another lap down to the race leaders, sitting 10 laps down. And everybody all over the back here of Youts. It's Hamill, it's Williamson, it's Hoyle. McIntyre, Hacker, Smith. McDuff, Williams. As a couple of them getting together there, that was Jimmy McIntyre. Gonna clog the speedway. That's the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker, also spun around. Season number 2 champion. 45 of Tim Williams pulling away as he is smoke bellowing out the back of the 45. The BK Paints Platinum RV, number 45, pulling away. Take a look back here as it's going to involve some of our front runners. There you see the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker in Carbon Junction. 11 Illinois, he gets into the back of the 81, and it's just going to clog the speedway. You see the 45 is going around the 42. Brian Hacker trying to get pointed back into the right direction. Right on board here with our helmet camera on Tim Williams. Nowhere to go, right into the back of Hacker, and then he spins it around and gets clobbered by somebody down there in turn number 4. Look how fast this track is going to clog here. See it on the left-hand side. Couple cars going around. Everybody on the bottom of the track. And, oh, Joe Serrano was the one that go into the 45 there. Big melee here. Looks like Alvecchione is going to get that lap back as he was one of the first cars a lap down. He'll take the lucky dog. Right now it's still Kenneth Yount has led every lap but one here tonight. A.J. Hamill, Dalton Williamson, Rex Hoyle, and Al Smith has now worked his way inside the top 5. Justin McDuff. Look at Mike Taschereau. You talk about a driver that, yes, he is the owner, operator, and instructor at the racing school. So yes, he has a lot of real-world seat time in these modifieds, but real-world experience, we've learned, does not always translate to iRacing experience. Mike Taschereau had to go through the progression of getting himself into red light racing, as there is a B license requirement to race here. So last season he tried to get in, couldn't get in. Halfway through the season he finally hit the requirement and was able to get in here to race. iRacing pace car down on the way. 63 laps have been completed. We'll try it again down here in the one big checkup. There's the 99 of Mark Jenkins. He just had to check up. I believe that's the 85 of Kenneth Younts. Caution flag coming right back out. Caution flag coming out as I believe Mr. Hacker has gone off the speedway in the 11 Illinois. So the 6th caution flag of the night has flown here. Tough little track here in Maine. Take a look back here on our replay and see what happened to Brian Hacker. Oh, Hacker and it looks like Alvecchione got together and Hacker took the self-spin to the outside. I say self-spin as it's a solo spin by him. Up over, no wall, so he'll be able to carry on. He's just going to have to get the sand off the tires. So he'll just join the back of the field. There you see his Carbon Junction, number 11 Illinois, all beating a bang. Right ahead of him, that's the 8 of Dan Butler. Both drivers staying on the lead lap. Well, we do got to give a big shout out to one of our viewers here tonight tuning in out of Spring, Texas, and that is Doyle Lowrance. And Doyle, unfortunately, one of the drivers, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I should say fortunately is for us and all of you viewers, that he is a driver here with the SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. Unfortunately, though, he has come down with the COVID-19 and he is sidelined for the week. Doyle, we hope you get better, and we can't wait to see you back out here. First and foremost, it's all about your health and your well-being, along with all of our viewers here. We know we're going through a pandemic, and we all can't wait to get back to what we would be used to calling a normalcy and being able to attend our local short tracks all around the country. Of course, here in Pennsylvania, our guidelines have been lifted a little bit. We are getting back to racing season here in Pennsylvania. This week I'll be headed to the Selinsgrove Speedway for the Short Track Super Series Dirt Series here in Pennsylvania, as we can't wait to be back to the racetrack. But it's all about the stars and cars here of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing, as the green flag about to come back out here tonight for the Coach's Corner 100 over the halfway point. It'll be 31 laps to go this time by. 31 to go, and it's the first time A.J. Hamill's had a chance to take the race lead. Hamill working the outside of the speedway there as Kenny Yelts slipped down in turn number 1. It looked like Dalton Williamson was into the back Nerf bars of that number 58 machine. He kept the power underneath him, and now that conveyor belt starting down on the bottom side of the speedway. A.J. Hamill stuck to the outside. Dalton Williamson has now taken over second. A.J. Hamill will insert himself right ahead of the boss man, the number 96 of Al Smith Jr., the driver out of South Glen Falls, New York. So as Smith runs in the 4th position, oh, big crash, race leader around. Race leader around of Rex Hoyle, gonna go up over the berm. Not good as your race leader has turned around. We're going to get the replay here to see exactly what happened, as that took a bunch of your front runners out here tonight. Your front two, Kenny Yelts, Dalton Williamson, are now being scored well outside the top 20. Let's take the look back, because we're going to have to dissect here what happened to the 58. There you see the one right into the back, turned around the 58. Nowhere for A.J. Hamill to go. Justin McDuff also involved. The 58 of Kenny Yelts being turned around after dominating and leading well over half this race. From our onboard camera. There you heard the bump, and around he goes. After that, you're just hanging on. There's the 46 rolling away. That is Justin Smith. As you see, Rex Hoyle, the American Tire Distributor, is number 54. Up on his lid. going to be a bad night for Rex Hoyle. But man, what can you say about Kenny Younts? Was leading this one. Seemed like he had the most dominating car here tonight. Now he's going to be restarting back into the 28th position. He's going to be able to stay out here and stay on the lead lap. But a night that could have been for the 24-year-old out of Alabama. A direct wholesale. JR's Gentleman Club, Big Daddy Tank School driver. Will now have to wait till next week to possibly pick up his first win. He had a strong car. I believe he'll be back in competition next week. iRacing pace car lights are off after our 7th caution flag of the evening that we're working. It'll be 23 laps to go as the iRacing.com pace car pulls in. Hamill and Smith. Taschereau right there also in the racing school number 33. Taschereau trying to gas it up on that inside. Had to check it up. He's going to rub the wheels with the number 20 of Justin McDuff down the back straightaway. Racing school 33 down to the inside. Al Smith Jr. going to lead that lap. He's being able to hold on to that outside for the first time here tonight. We've seen anybody really throw a challenge for the race lead as he was able to get it done. As now the inside lane prevailing once again, A.J. Hamill. Looks like one driver down onto the apron. That's the 58 of Kenny Younts coming back out of pit road. Kind of just stuck down there on the apron right now. Smith gonna slip. Smith slips on the outside. It's going to drop him well back into the running order. There's somebody we haven't talked about all night. Rookie sensation Jonathan Bell. And the number 27 to the outside. He's trying to get back down to the bottom of the speedway. Travis Minto down there. Minto going to rub wheels, and the F5 IPA entry has gone around to the inside. Green flag staying out here as that spin was off the racing surface. Now it's A.J. Hamill and Justin McDuff, 1 and 2. As Taschereau has been moved to the outside. Here comes Kenneth Younts in the 85. Missing all of practice was the underfunded motorsports driver. The 85 of Kenneth Younts has now made his way inside the top 5. As look who has moved up 28 and 29 positions. Mark Jenkins and one of them going around. Smith Jr. pointed backwards. Al Smith backwards on the speedway. Smoke everywhere. So with 17 laps to go, the caution lights coming back on here tonight in the coach's corner 100. Take the look back. What happened to Smith here? He was to the outside of the bell. I think he tried to drive it in, down, get in front of the 27, and Bell was there, and everybody trying to scatter around. Whitendorf going to get into it with McIntyre. Yeah, just not quite clear for Smith as he goes around with Bell. Unfortunate for Smith as he was inside the top 10 at the time. So Bell's going to carry on as Smith got turned around. See, Smith is still out on the speedway. Al Smith, the driver out South Glen Falls, New York. Sure, he'll need a Captain Morgan after this one. But looking at it, we should go back racing with about 11 or 12 laps to go. And it's A.J. Hamill, Justin McDuff, Mike Taschereau, Kenneth Younts, Mark Jenkins, Max Terriel, James Skelton, John Bell, Blade Timmons, and Daniel Tobin Jr., your top 10 drivers right now. We were just about to talk about how Mark Jenkins and James Skelton have been able to work their way through the field, picking up 28 and 29 spots currently, with still time left on the clock here tonight. iRacing.com pace car going to pull in. AJ Hamill, Justin McDuff going to do it. Here they go, back to the gas. Restart, 12 laps to go. Great start there by J Mac to the outside. He'll work down into the corner. See if he can out-duel. The 18 at the line. The 20 of McDuff was being shown as our race leader. 11 laps to go here tonight at Oxford. 11 laps to go, and look at them. They're all stacked up 2 by 2. Here's the racing school entry. There's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Number 40 of Rob Higgins. He's buried way deep back here into the field. 20th. Log jam all around the speedway. Crash, one of them going around. Younce. Kenneth Younce this time in the 85 with 10 laps to go. The direct wholesales. Rustin Rose Tees. Number 85 seems to maybe possibly had a little help there as he went off the speedway. We just talked about him coming up through the field. Take a look back here on our replay. Oh, he got help from James Skelton down into the corner. Nerf bars, and then everybody was able to scatter. There you see it as it just comes into our picture frame there on our replay as Younce gets the right front to his left rear, and it turns him out into the sand trap. After missing all of practice and getting here just a little bit late to the Oxford Plains Speedway, Younce was moving up, and he was moving up quick. And Max Terriel just to the outside there. So the caution light's coming on. If you thought we were going to have a sprint to the end of this one, you were right. As it'll be under 10 laps to go. It should be 5 laps to go. Green flag racing. Hamill, McDuff, Taschereau, Jenkins, Terriel, Skelton, Timmons. Remember one time Timmons was spun down pit road and on the apron? Well, we do too. Now he's up inside the top 10 with that number 23. Sean Single involved in one of the first wrecks here tonight. Had to go all the way to the back of the field. Justin Smith also being wrapped up in a wreck early on, and he has worked himself through. He's running 10th right now, making his first ever start. That's going to be the battle of the father-son back here. Kenneth Younce and Kenny Younce all lined up together. Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois back there also. A lot of the drivers that were towards the front, unfortunately now towards the back of the field. See if they can work their way up. iRacing pace car in. It will only be 4 laps to go here at Oxford when we go green. 4 laps to go. Let's see if we can get it done with AJ Hamill, Justin McDuff once again. Look at Taschereau. There, down the back straightaway, they go. You see your top 5 all under a blanket. Look at the 42 of Max Terriel. He was wrapped up in a wreck and pointed backwards at one point. Now he's battling for a podium spot. 3 laps to go. Terriel gonna go down. He's gonna catch the curve. Caution light's gonna come back on with 3 to go. Caution, caution, caution. 46 of Justin Smith. Turn around. This may have started somewhere around the 20th position. No, can't be because it was Smith restarting in 10th. Let's see if this is where the car... Oh, Smith and White... Is that Whitendorf or Bell? I believe that's Bell. Whitendorf now to the outside getting wrapped up. See the 41, that is Bob Higgins there. He checked up and hopped the curb. So the 46 of Smith and the 27 of Bell right here come together. Right front and left rear, and around goes the 46. Oh, right there is Tobin Jr. He got a big Big windshield full of that one. Right on board here with the mechanic advisor onboard camera with John Whitendorf. Looked like he was going to miss it, and then all of a sudden there's Bell. Right on board here. This is on board with Bob Higgins. Thought he was going to be all right to the outside. Unfortunately, was not. Terry Newmaster also involved. See the 72. Just stuck on the outside lane there. Doesn't look like he's going to have much damage. He's going to be able to carry on with not much wrong with that 72 machine. So you wanted extra innings tonight, race fans? Well, you got it. Extra innings here tonight in the season opener for the Coach's Corner 100. We're going to extend it a little bit. Green-white checker attempt number 1. It's Hamill, it's Taschereau to the outside now with Justin McDuff to the inside. The 42 of Max Theriault, Mark Jenkins, and James Skelton, your top 6. iRacing.com pace car in. Here we go. Great start once again for that front row. Taschereau going to pull it even with the 18 of Hamill down the back straightaway. Turn number 3, there they are. The white flag going to go up this time. One more lap to go here tonight at Oxford. White flag is up. A.J. Hamill at the stripe. Here comes Taschereau, though. He would like to be able to make it. Here comes McDuff. Can he maybe work his way inside the top 3? He's in 3rd right now at the finish line. It'll be A.J. Hamill winning his first race ever on Thursday night. It'll be A.J. Hamill, Mike Taschereau, Justin McDuff, Mark Jenkins picking up the most spots here tonight, finishing 4th with his City Chevrolet. It'll be Max Theriault, James Skelton, Blade Timmons, Sean Single, Daniel Tobin Jr., and Jimmy McIntyre rounding out your top 10 drivers here tonight. Take a look at the left-hand side of the screen. All finishing spots unofficial here tonight at the Oxford Plains Speedway for the Coach's Corner 100. Post-race show coming up here just a little bit, as we'll be able to talk to that man that you see down there. That's A.J. Hamill winning his first race ever here on a Thursday night, making his rookie campaign. The driver out of, well, we don't really know, but we'll get to talk to him in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere, race fans, as we want to hear what these drivers have to say after a tough 100-plus laps here tonight at Oxford to be able to figure out who was going to be able to pull this one off, and A.J. Hamill picking up 3 spots to do that here tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the post-race show.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Oxford Plains Speedway. 100 laps was scheduled tonight for the Coach's Corner 100 for the season opener for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series for Red Light Racing. Well, we had a little bit of a treat for you. A lot of hard-nosed short track racing here in Maine, and of course, we needed just a little bit of extra innings. A little bit of overtime, a couple extra laps tonight to figure out who was going to go to victory lane. And we have officially figured out who is in victory lane here tonight, and it's Mr. Confusion. Let's head down trackside to talk to your winner here tonight at Oxford for the season opener. AJ Hamill, we know you got us out there, talking to you there in that little bit of a break. You win tonight here at Oxford, but it was not one of those races that you were sure you were going to win. A lot of hectic racing going on out there tonight. How did you wheel and deal the number 18 into victory lane in your first ever race on Thursday?
Get out of my head. How did you know? It's like you were watching.
I may have caught a couple of glimpses here and there.
Oh, it was wild out there. This is my fourth SK race. First nervous, on TV. Roger in the Booth YouTube version of it. And you run these things offline, and you're like, wow, it handles pretty well. I'll be fine. And then you get into a pack, and it's a whole other story.
Yeah, drivers that you're not used to racing around here with red light racing, especially on short tracks. How hard is it to come into a brand new series? We know you have fast cars all the time here on iRacing, but when you get around new guys, and especially on the smallest track.
Oh, yeah. I know a couple guys, of course, and of course, you know that, and I can ask them for scouting reports. They've been around this league for a while, and sometimes they come back good, sometimes not as good. So I'm a big mirror driver, which is never good. And I see that name behind me and what do you do? So you see Dalton Williamson coming, you're not going to get inside. I see a hole behind him. I'm jumping in behind it. Strategy was just try to restart on the inside as much as possible, even if that meant riding third, because I didn't want to fall to the third row and have to fight. So every chance I got, I tried it. Then I took a shot at Kenny Younts there with got by Jim about midway, and I couldn't get by him, and here comes Dalton. But Dalton cleared the way for us, and I kind of didn't have time to react and plowed through the wreck, unfortunately, and for me running into them. But it seemed to work out for me, so you take what you can get, right? And then it's just battling on restarts. You saw how wild that was. I clipped the curb on one and gave Al the lead for a sec, and didn't go on the other and almost gave it to Justin. You just don't know. And then you don't know what the guys behind you are going to do. But, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
I was going to say, I'm going to go make popcorn. I'll be back in a little bit.
You said Mr. Confusion.
Race fans, if you're not confused right now, well, I need whatever you're on or whatever you're drinking here tonight, because I'm completely confused. I don't even know where this interview just got off the rails, AJ. Right? Of course, again, congratulations on winning here tonight at Oxford. We're going to roll the red carpet out for you for the first time ever. We're going to hand you the microphone as the stage is yours. Congratulations on your win here tonight. Who makes this all possible?
Yeah, awesome. Let's thank Josh Buckley for putting this on and letting me come play. He's got a ton of cards. He could have turned some people away, but he's not doing that. And thank him for that and the place to race. And I got to thank my teammate, Justin McDuff, who's sitting in front of me and finished right there behind me. And we thought we had a shot at a 1-2, and luckily that second yellow fell there at the end and got him through. Awesome finish for our team. Had some rough times lately, but this is a good one. We can post about this one. Who we got for sponsors? Orca. It's the Orca car. I got Orca Coolers, emptythetanks.org, Center for Whale Research, Arts Barbershop, SLC. Say hi to Mom, Dad, and Uncle Charlie watching at home. And thanks to you.
Well, there you hear it from the driver that doesn't know quite where he is from or where he's racing right now. That is AJ Hamill. He will win tonight in the Coach's Corner 100. Congratulations to him as he picks up his first ever race win with Red Light Racing. Finishing in a close second position, it's the driver out of the racing school. That is Mike Taschereau. Of course, we talked about Mike and his continued work through the ranks here on iRacing, and of course being the driving instructor over at the racing school. Make sure you check their page out. Unfortunately, it does not look like we have a line of communication established with the driver of that number 33 here tonight, but he did pick up 12 spots, raced inside the top 5 towards the end of this one, and it will wind up on the podium, a second place for Mike Taschereau. Coming home in third, though, we heard from his teammate. Now we're going to hear from him. This is Justin McTimberlake, I believe. Justin? A podium.
Yeah, very unexpected, I guess. It was wild. Did I get second or third? I'm confused because I thought I got second. I don't know. But either way, it's a podium, and I'll take it considering the situation. I think I restarted on the outside every single restart, it felt like, besides like maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of fun and just happy to survive, honestly. There's a lot of cars here, and they just seem to get so bottled up on these restarts. It really was half the battle was surviving and then trying to race there at the end. So then the gloves kind of came off. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, maybe it is a second place finish. Timing and scoring shows it a dead heat across the line, so we're actually waiting for the iRacing officials to correctly score that, but you do finish on the podium here tonight. How hard was it to race at the front of this field here, that curb down to the inside, bouncing off it a couple times?
Yeah, it was challenging, and being on the outside too, like on the restarts, it's kind of hard. Like I was having a hard time seeing the car to my inside, as weird as that sounds, like with the way the pillar is in this car and stuff, and trying to adjust to that. So it's challenging. You kind of just got to give and take and try to give guys room and know which guys you can kind of race with just from experience. I mean, I'm still kind of new here. Like I raced a few races last year, but a lot of these guys I haven't really raced a ton with. So I'm just trying to understand the way everyone races and, race them accordingly is kind of like half the battle here.
Well, you were able to do it here tonight. How do you feel next week when we head to a little bit bigger track? We're staying up north here. We're going to head to the Thompson Speedway.
I don't know. I mean, I've never raced these cars at Thompson, so we'll see. But typically Thompson's been an okay track for me. So I guess we'll see what happens when we get there with these SK cars. But I think it'll be nice to kind of get off of a tight little bull ring like Oxford and head to like a bigger track where hopefully we can get a little more spaced out. Maybe get some more green flag laps, and maybe restarts won't be quite as important. I mean, they're always important, but not as much as like your position on the restarts in terms of inside or outside.
Well, Justin, who makes it all possible here tonight at Oxford?
First, I got to thank Josh for putting this on. It's a lot of fun. He has a great group of guys here, a lot of guys. And thanks you, Roger, for everything you do and for everyone at Turn 3. And thanks to Al Smith and Coach's Corner for sponsoring tonight's first race. And congrats to AJ. And thanks to all my teammates, Empire Racing Team, but especially him. It's nice to get a 1-2 finish to start the season here. And give a shout out to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation.
There you hear it from Mr. Justin McDuff, a.k.a. Mr. Timberlake. He will finish on the podium here tonight. Congratulations to that whole Empire Racing Team as they are able to pick up a 1-2 finish, unofficially, of course, with Mike Taschereau being on the podium also. Fortunately, we didn't get to talk to Mike Taschereau, but I'm sure he had a lot to say after this one as he worked his way through the field and picked up 11 spots to finish on the podium. Congratulations to all three of our podium finishers here tonight. A.J. Hamill, of course, being the winner in his first ever race on Thursday night. For the season opener here for the Coach's Corner 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Let's take a quick look here at our unofficial, of course, race results. Our unofficial race results, well, they were supposed to be there. Let's see if we can back that up, and are we going to be able to pull the unofficial results here tonight from the truck? Well, the results so unofficial that they're not even going to percolate here for us tonight, but we can tell you it was A.J. Hamill, Justin McDuff, Mike Taschereau, Mark Jenkins, Max Terriel, and James Skelton rounding out the top 6. Blade Timmons, Sean Single, Daniel Tobin Jr. rounding out your top 9. 10th place tonight, Jimmy McIntyre battled back, but how about Dan Butler? He'll finish in 11th. 12th goes to Rob Higgins, Dalton Williamson to 13th, Rob Jenkins in 14th, Brian Bianchi was 15th, Al Smith Jr. in 16th, with Travis Minto in 17th. 18th is going to go to Kenneth Younce after he had to battle back through, and then Terry Newmaster going to finish 19th. Joshua Buckley in 20th, with the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker back in the 21st finishing position. 22nd with Rob Haynes out of California. Then it's Bob Higgins in the 41. Johnny Bell back there in 24th. Kenny Younce will be 25th after leading a bunch of this race here tonight. John Whitendorf back there 26th. Justin Smith in 27th. 28th will go to Aiden Alvecchione in the 271. Michael Trevarthen back there in 29th. Glenn Jamieson had some issues from the drop of the green flag here tonight. He'll finish 30th. Cullen Phillip back there in 31st. 32nd to Rex Hoyle. It'll be 33rd to Tim Williams. Joe Strano back in 34th. Eric Stout had some problems, and he rounds out our running order here tonight in 35th position. What a race it was here tonight for the Coach's Corner 100. We will head to the Thompson Speedway before the Bull Ring and Phoenix coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We got to thank not only all you race fans for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch this modified race here at the Oxford Plains Speedway, but we also got to thank the guys over at the Coach's Corner. Of course, the coach's corner, coach himself, getting a food truck here in the last couple of years and serving the Saratoga, Warren, and Washington counties in New York. Coach, we thank you for your continued support here on the iRacing.com platform and with Red Light Racing. And we can't wait to actually see you soon up there. And we're headed to South Glen Falls, New York, I believe, coming up here in the next couple of months. And, Coach, we'll see you then. But for everybody at the Coach's Corner, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and, of course, all of our friends here at Red Light Racing, I'm Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we hope you enjoyed this show. We will catch you 1 week's time at the Thompson Speedway for race number 2 of the season.